So 19 years ago, on this exact same day, right about this exact same time, I was in New York City. And I remember the day like it was yesterday. It was a sunny, crisp day with blue skies. And I was on Houston Street and Avenue A, raising my hand to flag a taxi when the first of two planes flew into the World Trade Center. And I remember being in my taxi, driving across town, and I saw people out on the streets, looking up. And I looked down and I saw a black hole in one of the Twin Towers. And my taxi driver said, a plane just went into the World Trade Center. And I thought, okay. I remember a plane had gone into the Empire State Building in the 30s, and I thought, okay, that's strange. And then we kept driving for a few more minutes, and he said, a second plane just went in. And that's when I thought, okay, something has drastically gone wrong today. And immediately tried calling my friends. All the cell towers went out, and it was quite a day in New York City. I ended up going into work and went to the rooftop and actually saw one of the towers fall from there, and ended up walking home that day because they closed all the public transport down, and the only way to get home was walking. And so we all walked in silence. The entire population of New York City, we walked home in silence in a sunny, crisp blue day. And I went home to my place in Houston. I went on the roof deck and I watched the towers burned. And it was a dark day and a dark time in New York City. And the reason I'm talking about it today is because it was a really dark time in my life. I remember Brian Rose back in 2001, and I didn't like that guy. Nobody liked that guy. You wouldn't have liked that guy. That guy is completely unlike anything I am now. And I don't think that guy could have ever created the things that you know me for. But that was me. And I was really struggling at the time with who I was and my identity and my demons, like a lot of us do every single day. And I still do. It's just I don't do it to the extent that I used to. And he was a confused person. He was in a lot of pain. And the way he chose to deal with that pain was by changing his consciousness through substance abuse, alcohol, heroin. That's what I did. And because I couldn't face my pain and trauma of being not everything that I thought I should have been at the time. I expected more of myself, and I wasn't very impressed with myself. And I'm a real bully to be around sometimes, as some people can attest, and I'm pretty bad on myself. So I was really harsh. And it was a really hard time in my life. And 9/11 marked one of the low points of my life. I had just been fired from my job from my best friend. My girlfriend of 4 years had left me, and I was literally alone. And this happened as well. So, it was a dark period, but I'm here today. And that's the message I guess I want to put out to people, as well as sending out my condolences and my love and support to all the families of the victims and the first responders that lost their lives that day. And I knew people up in the top of those buildings as well. But I also want to say to the person maybe watching or listening right now is that it's never too late. Even when you see or you think it's the darkest time of the darkest day of your life and there's no way it can ever get any better than this, it can. Because look at me, here I am now. A lot of people know me as the founder of London Real. I've got beautiful children. I'm sober for 3 years now. I live a really blessed life, and it was one of my own design. I deserved everything that happened to me before, and I took ownership in time over everything that happened to me before. It was no one else's fault but mine that I was in that situation in 2001. And that's why I feel so great today, because it's nobody else's fault but mine that I'm where I am today. But it came with a lot of growth, some great mentors, some soul searching, some work, some discipline, not taking my own excuses, not taking the easy way out, and really pushing through. And so that's what I remember on today, September 11th. I remember this rebirth that I had, and also the rebirth that New York City had, and hopefully the family members and the people who knew the victims, and hopefully they found a way to pursue their lives and to go on further, because that's the essence of the human spirit, is to find ways and solutions through what looks like the darkest days that can never be repaired, but they can. And so those are my thoughts today. It's always a time to remember when this day comes around. Again, sending out lots of love and support to the families that went through this traumatic time. And that's exactly what this day is about for me. It's about this evolution that I made and that we all can make, and I know you can make as well. So wherever you are in the world right now, just remember, there's always a way. You have to just keep going. Tomorrow can always be a better day. Look in the mirror, stop being the victim, stop blaming others, and take ownership for your situation, and then take action to get yourself out of it. A little every day, a little every day, a little every day. Surround yourself with great people. Get a physical practice. Get a meditation practice. Put good things in your body. Put good things in your mind. And you'd be amazed what you can accomplish. Amazed what you can accomplish. You know, you're looking at a guy who was, 2 overdoses in to a horrible life. Really, I thought it was all going to end that year. And I've managed to rebuild a life that I never thought possible, and something I'm really proud of. And I'm just getting warmed up, and it was all because I had the power to keep believing and to keep fighting and not give up. So make sure you do the same. Today could be the birth for you today, But again, it all starts with you. And when you take that ownership and say, you know what, it's up to me, and I take responsibility for where I'm at today, because your life today, let me say this, your life today is a product of every single decision you've ever made. Nothing else. Nothing else. So you own that life. So own it. Don't blame it on anyone else. You own that because you made those choices. And if you want to live a life you're proud of, start making new choices. That's it. That's all life is about. All right. So I appreciate you all. I feel lucky and blessed to be alive. I'm grateful to have all of you. I'm grateful to have my family. I'm grateful to be walking around breathing in this beautiful day in London. And I send peace out to all those people who lost lives and lost loved ones in New York City. And I just encourage them to keep going and keep pursuing, because, these things also serve purposes. And those dark days for me allowed me to appreciate what I have now, and that allowed me to go on for the great things. If I hadn't have felt those lows, I don't think I would be where I am today. I don't even think London Real would exist without those lows I hit in New York City in 2001 in those later months. And so, again, there's always hope. There's always belief. Believe in yourself. Take action. Stay positive. And remember, tomorrow can be the most beautiful day of your life. So let's make sure it happens. Okay? Make sure it happens for you. All right. So now, lots of love and peace.